Okay, hi everybody. My name is Richard Less Pronounced. I go by the name of my man Richard. Welcome to a better lifestyle. Today I have the pleasure to have Lucie Ptsaznik. Welcome, Lucy.
Why, hello. Thank you so much for having me today.
No problem. It's my pleasure. So please, Lucy, tell a little bit about your story in about 2 minutes, and we'll get started.
Awesome. I grew up just outside of Detroit, Michigan. I was a little girl with a big dream, obsessed with horses. My parents were blue collar workers. My mom had two factory jobs, so horses were totally out of the realm of possibilities. But I never gave up on my dream, and I ended up the day that I turned 16, I put an ad on Craigslist saying, I'll ride your horse for free. And that was the day that I had all of these yahoos calling me with their unbroke green broke horses. And I was just the happiest thing to drive out and ride all these horses. But I never had any professional instruction or education. So next thing you know, I'm getting bucked off and thrown off of these horses. And gosh, it was just like a testament that life is going to throw you curveballs when you pursue your passion, and you just have to stay laser focused and never give up on your dream. And so I continue, even every time I fell off the horse, I dusted myself off, got right back on, and it was just a failing forward process. And I went on to work for a horse dealer who would get 50 horses in a week, and I had to ride everything and sell it fast, quick, cheap, because if I didn't sell it fast enough, it was getting shipped to Canada. So I was on a mission to save all the horses of the world. And so I did that. I sold horses from high school to college, and then graduating college, going to the corporate world. I still sold horses on the side. And I worked in the cube long hours with the worst boss in the world. I don't know if anybody has had a super miserable boss that just was full of complaints and negative energy. But that was the world that I lived in for several years before I decided that enough was enough. And I knew that I was meant for more. And I knew that cube life just wasn't the end all be all. So I decided to take a chance, take a leap of faith, and bet on myself. And I ended up doing one of the hardest things, which was quitting my corporate job, this cozy, comfy, salaried job with full benefits. I left it to pursue my passion and to sell horses full time. And now I'm blessed to say that I buy, train, and sell horses all over the country. And I went on to open up one of Michigan's largest public trail riding companies, just because I wanted to share the gift of horseback riding and trail riding with as many people as I could. And I don't say that to say, oh, hey, look at me, look at everything that I've done. I share that because I say live, lead, and inspire by example. Like that's my motto that I choose to live life by. So if I can do it, then that means that you can do it too. And that's why I am so excited and passionate about teaching people all about quantum physics and how to leverage the laws of the universe to pursue your passion and very intentionally create the life of your dreams. So that is what I help people do today.
Is it your main business, or you have other businesses on the side?
I have several businesses. So I'm involved in real estate. I have a couple I've done fix and flips, buy and holds, Airbnbs over the years. I have the horse selling business, the trail riding business, and then the coaching and speaking business, which is all about helping people rewire their subconscious minds and transform their identities so that way they can become the best versions of themselves and start taking massive action towards their dreams today.
I would just say like entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is not easy. Sometimes they make it look easy. What's your take on that?
It's never easy. It's never easy. I'd say the easy thing is to go into work, like a job Monday through Friday, where you get to clock in and you get to clock out. And when you clock out at 5 o'clock, you don't have a care in the world. You don't have to worry about this or that or who's showing up. Or, you don't have to worry about employees or payroll or outside circumstances, unexpected things that pop up. Um, I think the hard thing is to be the entrepreneur because now it's totally on you, whether it's kind of like do or die, sink or float. And sometimes that can feel really heavy. Um, it can feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you have so many moving parts, so many different things to juggle. So what I have learned quite a bit in the past couple of years is really putting systems in place and learning how to hire and manage the right people so that way you can create more freedom and more time freedom in your life.
Some people have encountered failures during pursuing entrepreneurship, and some people have been more fortunate, like starting a business and boom, right away it works. What would you say for those people who are still struggling in entrepreneurship or maybe fearful of going back into that world?
I think the biggest thing that I think the biggest thing is really following your passion and figuring out where your skill set lies and exploiting it in the service of others. Once you figure out how you can serve and what value you can bring to the marketplace in whatever form that looks like, you are going to find unprecedented success and true fulfillment on the other side of that. And an example of what I mean by that is like, as a kid, I was obsessed with horses. And so what did I do? I made a Craigslist ad saying, I'll ride your horse for free. And that was how I unintentionally, at the time, I didn't realize this, I was using my skills and my talents to serve others. Well, anytime you exploit your talents and your skills in the service of others, the universe is going to greatly reward you. So I think it's all about just asking yourself, how can I serve? Anytime that you put yourself in a place of service, the universe is going to greatly reward you. And usually those rewards come in by way of finances. And so when you start, and again, we live in a vibrational universe, an attraction-based universe where you are going to receive what you put out. So if you're asking, oh, how can I serve? How can I give back? How can I positively impact my community? The universe or God is going to hear that, feel that. And then when you're putting out energy of service, you're going to receive that as well. And I feel like that it might sound a little bit like pie in the sky, hippy dippy, but it's a universal law, the law of reciprocity. What you put out is what you receive. And so you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you want to become more, if you want to become more, if you want more love in your life, you have to become more loving. If you want more things to be grateful for, you have to pour out gratitude for the things that are already in your life. And same thing, if you want more money, you have to embody the energy of abundance and start acting in alignment with somebody who already is abundant and thinking thoughts of abundance, speaking that into existence, if you will, in a positive, constructive way that is believable. You have to be able to believe it, feel it, know it. And once you start embodying the energies of the wish fulfilled, that's when all of your dreams will be magnetized to you.
Most of the time there's a big price to pay in regards to entrepreneurship that people don't want to pay. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, life is all about trade-offs. You know, you kind of have to negotiate what are you willing to do with your time, with your money. How are you wanting to trade different things? So it's all about how you want to look at certain aspects of your life. Some people might value security at a really high level, and therefore they want to stay with their employer, and they really enjoy the security and the comfort that their weekly check and their full benefits provides for them. And they don't have their healthcare is covered, and all they have to do is like show up, clock in, do their job, and they're perfectly happy with that. And that's a trade-off that they have to make. Now, other people, maybe more entrepreneurs, are going to be more risk versus reward oriented, where they know that if they take a chance and put themselves out there and step outside of their comfort zones and do what's hard and challenge themselves to show up as the better version of themselves every single day, they know that their reward is going to be infinitely higher than if they were to live a life of monotony and do the same thing day in and day out. So I think that and and not making anybody right or wrong. I mean, not entrepreneur, that life of an entrepreneur is not meant for everybody, because with that, there's a lot of stress that comes with that. Like I said, there's things that will pop up on a daily basis that we're not expecting or anticipating. And you really have to know how to move and respond in constructive, positive ways, and not let that voice in your head that's telling you that like you're not good enough, or what are other people going to say or think. You really have to learn how to very intentionally control the thoughts that you're thinking, the words that you're speaking, and the emotions that you are residing in on a daily basis, because those things are what's going to vividly shape the outcome of whatever you're going through.
You were talking about leap of faith. Sometimes people they don't commit, so sometimes you have to go all in what you believe in. And what's your take on that?
You have to go all in. And that's why, sometimes when your focus is divided in too many different sectors, it's hard for you to go all in the one thing that you want to pursue most. And that's a lot of times where some of us aren't experiencing the true success that we'd like to, or that we deserve, is because our attention and our focus is distracted and divided. I think some of the best advice that successful business owners and entrepreneurs will tell you is just to stay laser focused on your goals, on your dreams, on your desires, and don't and go all in, commit, burn the ships. They say if you want to take the island, burn the ships. So don't allow yourself a plan B or a fallback plan. Know that you are committed and that you are going to succeed. And when you're all in, it's like all of the cooperative components of the universe will collaborate on your behalf to allow your desire to come into fruition.
You do coaching. Do you like sports?
Do I like sports?
Yeah.
I like playing sports a lot. I like everything, like any sort of like working out, running, any sort of like basketball, soccer, team sports where you're just moving and being active. Obviously, horseback riding, and obviously Zumba dance. I'm like, obviously Zumba dance. You don't know, obviously, but Zumba dancing is a lot of fun too. So pretty much anything that's like high energy, fun, and active. I think there is so much power in moving our bodies. Our minds and our bodies are intimately connected. So when we're moving our bodies on a regular basis, it keeps our mind strong, our body strong, our heart strong, and it keeps us in in a state of peak performance, which I think is really important.
Yeah, the reason I was asking that is because of that, the peak performance. People don't realize sometimes the athletes what they have to go through to get to where they want to be. Like all the big stars that people know, like they really they pay a price in what they do to get there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody who is experiencing success, you want to, so what I do is I take my clients through a vision extraction process where we go through every single area of life, and we talk about, for example, health and wellness. So like what are your goals in like in physical terms? Then relationships, that's another area, whether it's relationship with your spouse, your children, your parents, your coworkers. Then we have finances, so anything work, money related, any sort of investments. Then lifestyle's the fourth one, because life is meant to be celebrated and an experience. We're supposed to live life to the fullest. And then the fifth one is spirituality, which I feel like kind of connects everything and brings it together. And I incorporate everything self-development, whether it's meditation or reading books or having, and putting a morning routine in place or a nightly routine in place. I feel like that really will connect everything and uplift every area of your life. So I feel it's so to answer your question about athletes who are experiencing success and are in peak performance, I like to make everything about when you increase one area of your life, other areas of your life will also start to perform better. And that's why I think it's really important for people to have a crystal clear vision of what they want their life and their business to look like. So that way they can read it each day. And as they read it and embody the emotions of it, they're activating their RAS, their reticular activating system, which is essentially allowing them to step into the receiving mode. And when these opportunities present themselves, they're ready to receive them. They see the opportunities when they present themselves. Are you familiar with the RAS?
No.
The RAS is kind of like if I were to ask you, oh, how many red cars did you see today on your drive home? You'd be like, oh, I don't know. I wasn't looking for them. I wasn't counting them. But tomorrow, if I ask you, oh, how many cars did you see on your drive home? You'll be like, oh, I saw 26. Why? Because you were looking for them. So same thing is like when we have a written out vision and we're reading it every single day, then as we move through our day on a regular basis, next thing you know, we start to see opportunities open before us or different possibilities that maybe they were there the whole time, or maybe they're brand new and they're just showing up. But either way, before we weren't looking for them. And because we weren't looking for them, we didn't see them. But now that we have our vision in front of us and we're constantly looking for them because it's at the top of our mind, we're better suited to take deliberate action on things that are going to move us closer to our goals.
What would you say are the main characteristics of high performers?
I feel like um, discipline and awareness are two very high. I think those are probably some of the highest, most important traits of high performing individuals. Because when we're aware, because the quality of our life is comprised of the quality of our thoughts, and we can't change what we're unaware of. So if we want to change, if we want to create lasting change in our life, the first thing that we're going to have to do is to become aware of the habits and unconscious patterns that are running our lives. So therefore, the power of awareness is monumental. It's truly paramount when we want to create lasting change, because once we become aware of the thoughts that we're thinking, the language that we're using, and the emotions that we're spending the most time in, once we become aware of like, oh, wait, this isn't serving me, we become aware of those limiting beliefs or habits that don't serve us. And that's when we're able to replace them with habits or belief systems that do serve us. So I think that awareness is the first step. And then I think that discipline is going to be what kind of cements it into place. So it's like, okay, now I know what needs to change. Let me incorporate the discipline and show up every single day for myself and do what it takes, whether it's, what does your morning routine look like, whether it's meditating or cold showers, reading, journaling, going to the gym each day, and really just having the discipline to carry out the necessary tasks that are going to make sure that you become the best version of yourself every day.
So what about the resilience? How important it is like to be resilient, like especially in dark times when things are really tough.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So I like to pair resilience and resourcefulness together because, to your point, life's not always going to be rainbow and sunshines. There are going to be some valleys, there are going to be some obstacles and some difficult struggles that we are all faced with at some point or another. And so I think it's really important having that winner's mindset and really conditioning yourself to, and you can use affirmations and meditation as powerful tools in the conditioning and essentially the rewiring of your subconscious mind. So that way you can become more resilient when these difficult times come to pass, because they will. And it's all about showing up with that energy of assertiveness and intention, and knowing that life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you, and that everything's working out, and really just embracing that unshakable faith, knowing that God's got your back and that everything's going to unfold perfectly. You just have to weather the storm and really becoming resilient and resourceful, because resourcefulness is the ultimate resource. We may not have all the resources at our disposal at any given time. But if we can think creatively and figure out, well, who do I know, and how can I put different people in the right situations, or how can I bring different people together, or how can I think creatively or shift my perspective on this to see things from a different angle. Once you become resourceful, you'll see that you have way more solutions available to you than you ever realized.
Yeah, because it could wear you out mentally too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say, like, cultivating that winner's mindset, and reconditioning your subconscious mind is really super important.
So I think you're on a mission this year of impacting a million lives this year. So how is that working for you this year?
So far, so great. I'm really excited. This year, I kicked off my podcasting journey. I really asked myself, like, how can I show up, and play a bigger game? How can I show up and positively impact, inspire, uplift, empower millions of people around the world? And it's really been quite a journey, and a beautiful gift to be on all sorts of different podcasts, from Montreal to Tokyo, to Australia, to the UK, and obviously a lot of podcasts just here in the US. So it's really been a beautiful journey. I've been able to meet a lot of incredible high energy hosts, just like yourself, with amazing questions. So thank you. Um, and I just want to try to, like, pour out as much wisdom and positivity to positively impact as many people as possible.
Speaking of positivity, there's more, it seems like there's more negativity than positivity. What would you have to say, like, to people, like, to be careful of not, like, dumping too much negativity in their mind, because it could affect their perspective on life and things that they want to do.
Yeah, I think that we live in a time right now that's not only full of distractions, but full of negative distractions. It's like you turn on the news and it's just gloom and doom and fear-based. And I think, unfortunately, that's what a lot of people respond to. Why? Because we move towards what's familiar. And a lot of people are struggling and live with a lot of scarcity mindsets and fears that are holding them back from becoming the best version of themselves. So I think that anytime that we're allowing just any sort of negative stimuli in our life, it's doing us a disservice. Anytime we're consuming or even being in the presence, whether it's people that we're surrounding ourselves with, maybe it's our friend group, we don't realize it, but then once we start paying attention to the way what our friends are speaking about, the language that they're using, the fact that they're always in victim mentality, poor me, why me, and blaming everybody for everything else, then it's kind of like, wow, this isn't exciting. This isn't empowering. In fact, this is bringing me down. It's lowering my energy. It's lowering my vibe, and it doesn't feel good. When you can identify those things and then move away from them, that's when you start to take back your power. And so I'm talking about moving away from anything, consuming anything negative, whether it's different people that you need to distance yourself from, or perhaps different habits that don't serve you, whether it's a habit of scrolling your phone and allowing hours and hours of your day to pass by mindlessly scrolling your phone instead of pursuing your definite purpose, or whether it's getting lost in the news and getting consumed in that low vibrational, like, fear-based drama, or maybe it's a habit that doesn't serve you, like going to the bar and drinking with friends, but it's just like, maybe it meets your social needs, but at the end of the day, it's not supporting your health in any way. So I think, or maybe it's just late night snacking. So different things, like just identifying anything that's negative, and really just removing it and pushing it as far away from our lives as possible. Because embracing the positive side of life is really what is going to be the difference between people who not only experience true success and fulfillment, but also the people who just enjoy life. because two people can be experiencing the exact same thing, and the and the negative person will tell you everything that's wrong with that experience, where the positive person is going to tell you everything that's good about that experience. And it's like, who do you want to surround yourself with? Who do you want to be? And if life is meant to be enjoyed and experienced in a positive way, why would we prevent ourselves from doing that? So I think that's a really great question. Is just embodying the energy of positivity in all aspects of life.
Where can people find you on social media or the internet?
So on social media, we have a really cool, it's called Transformation Nation, and it's a really cool community where every single day we're pouring out just positive, high vibrational content to uplift you, to make you smile, with different strategies and techniques to become the best version of yourself. So on social media, on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Lucie's Bubble, Lucies bubble, because you have to fiercely protect your bubble and not allow any negative outside circumstances to affect you. And then Instagram is Coach Lucie Lynn, LucieyLynn. And you can see the Facebook group called Transformation Nation. And every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, I do a live gratitude meditation. So, if anybody, whether you're a seasoned meditator or you've never meditated before in your life, you don't know what to do, where to start, some of the most successful people meditate every single day. And if there's one thing that I would recommend everybody start doing immediately, that I can guarantee is going to up-level every single area of your life, it's gifting yourself 10 minutes of meditation each morning. So that's why I do every Friday at 10:30 Eastern inside of Transformation Nation. I do a live gratitude meditation. So I would love to invite you and your listeners on that journey with me. And then I have a lucielynn.com is my actual website. And I don't know if you know, but we have a special gift for you and your audience. Um, we have a 16-week program that allows people to very intentionally rewire their subconscious mind, transform their identity, and start taking massive action towards their dreams. And in the 16-week program, what we've done is we've condensed it into a 2-hour training that's broken up into a 6-part digestible series that normally sells on our website for $2,000. But we have a promo code, and the promo code is lifestyles. So if you guys go to ultimatesuccessblueprint.com, that's the website, and type in promo code lifestyles for this podcast and all of your listeners, you can go ahead and download this 2-hour training totally for free, absolutely no cost. And it's got all sorts of different strategies and techniques on how to intentionally rewire your subconscious mind for success.
Great. Thank you so much. You guys heard it. It's going to be in the show notes. Also, you have the podcast. Talk to us about the podcast. What's the name of the podcast?
Oh, I don't have my own podcast. I've been guesting on people's podcasts all over the world. So planning on launching podcast either end of this year or early next year. But right now I'm just guesting.
Okay, no problem. All right. Thanks, Lucie, for being here. It was nice meeting you and talking to you. On that note, thank you, everybody, for taking the time to listen to the podcast, and we'll see you on the next episode, everybody. Goodbye.